So, have you gotten your 2024 Toyota Tacoma yet? You know, I know when they first came out, people weren't real thrilled, right? They had issues with quality, the perception, I guess, that quality was going to be bad simply because it was a redesigned truck, right? Like all of a sudden, Toyota is going to abandon their quality policy and start building junk trucks. That hasn't happened, and I can say that because I own one. I'm driving one. We're sitting in one right now, and I wouldn't say that the quality of this truck is any lesser than the quality of the third generations that I've had. The fit and finish, it's all good. The gapping, all that kind of stuff, part of the fit and finish, is spot on. I don't notice any issues. Matter of fact, I would say it's even better than the third generation Tacoma. Toyota improved on those things. The reliability of the truck. You know, when it comes right down to it, we buy trucks to get from place to place or haul stuff from place to place, right? I mean, isn't that why you buy a truck to begin with? Everything else that's added into it is just convenience. I mean, we don't need power windows. We could still have the cranks. The window would go up and down, but the convenience is the automatic or power window, right? We don't need power seats. It's got a lever down there. Mine happens to be manual. Once you get the seat where you want it, do you ever move it? You know, I've thought about this often because this truck, of course, as I mentioned, does not have power seats, whereas Toyota added it to, I think, all of the TRD versions before that generation stopped, right? They took it away. In some trucks, you can get it as an option, but I don't use it. I set the seat where I want it and I forget about it. Except, I guess, in this truck where my rear end always seems to slide against the lever that raises and lowers the seats. So obviously I'm constantly lowering the seat, but that's on me. Toyota could have put it a little further down or maybe a little further in or something, I guess. But ultimately, I'm doing that myself. The rear sliding window, something else that now is not standard in the TRD level, or at the TRD level anyway. I don't have one. I never used it before, so I don't really miss it. And I know there are people that do miss it, that did use it. It just was never my thing, so it's not something that I really care about. The thing that really does bother me, quite honestly, is that Toyota did raise the price. I mean, I don't like to pay any more for stuff than anybody else does, particularly when the stuff I used to get before has things that have been removed from it, like the new Toyota Tacoma. Is it a big deal? Is what you get in lieu of those things, does that offset what you've lost? Well, for me, it does. One of the biggest things is acceleration in this truck. You know, every third gen that I had to put a pedal commander in it because I was at my wit's end with those trucks, right? They were just so gutless, so throttle laggy, right? Pedal commander takes care of that. I'm not trying to turn this into a pedal commander commercial or any other throttle controller for that matter. If you've got throttle lag, you need to do something about it because you're missing out. We don't really have that in this generation, the 2024 Tacoma. What does pedal commander do in this truck? Because I do have it in this truck. If you add it, it refines things. It makes the throttle just that nth degree more crisper. It also has a fuel economy setting, which honestly I really haven't tried because that's not why I bought a truck, was to be a hypermiler. But it does have that option where you can use it to get better fuel economy. Definitely an improvement this year over the last, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for that. You know, it's one of the main things that I look for in any vehicle that I get, that it can get out of its own way, right? That when I hit the gas, the accelerator, it goes. This truck does. The hybrids, they've got to be even better. Don't think that you're going to get astounding fuel economy in the Tacoma hybrid. You're not. You're going to get maybe 2 or 3 or so miles per gallon better. That's really about it. But what you are going to get is more torque and more acceleration. It's something that I'll have to look at in the future. Nothing that I'm looking at doing right now. Now, let's say you've decided you're not going to pick up the 2024, that for you, it's not time to get a 2024. What are your options out there? Well, you can go with the long in the tooth Nissan Frontier. You know, I went and looked at some Frontiers a little while back. I went to a car lot. They had a few lined up there. They just looked old. They looked tired to me. It didn't look as modern and as refreshing as the Toyota Tacoma does. I think going to the Frontier would be a step backwards. And yeah, I know, they still have the V6 engine. I bet you it's not as quick as what this truck is. No way would I go back to that. What about some of the others? The Chevy Colorado, the ZR2. You know, I've kicked that around a bit. I've talked about that on the channel. I really do love the looks of that truck. I think it looks awesome. But a lot of things I hear about that truck is how poor the quality of it, the fit and finish is. People have particularly told me that they've gone for test drives in those trucks and the lights flickered. The lights in the dash, the radio screen. That means there's some kind of weird electrical gremlin. And it wasn't just one person, it's been several that have told me that. The panels don't look like they fit well, it looks cheap inside. I don't know, I didn't get that impression as far as what it looks like on the inside from looking at it through the window on the outside. But flickering lights, things like that, panels if they don't match up, that's a problem. That to me would just feel like a junky cobbled together truck. Not really an alternative for the Toyota Tacoma. What about, let's say a Honda Ridgeline? I know a lot of people will say, that's not a truck, it's a unibody construction, it's a Honda, it's not a real truck. Well, it has a bed, you can haul stuff in it, it tows. I've been told that it has pretty darn good acceleration. I don't know. I don't hate the Honda Ridgeline, if I'm being honest, but I just don't think I could make that step. I would feel like I was betraying my own truck self, if that makes any sense. That I was settling for what to me would really feel like an SUV with a bed. I don't know. What about the Jeep Gladiator? You know, nobody ever mentions the Jeep Gladiator. I don't know why. I mean, it's a truck. It's a 4x4. It can haul. It's got great acceleration. I think I've had 3 or 4 of them. And I love the Jeep Gladiator. It's an awesome truck. But the problem is, they're not reliable. Mine had issues with the stop-start. My last one, which was a Mojave, a top-of-the-line model, had a vibrating problem. You would sit still and it would just like, that's my interpretation of it. It would just vibrate. You could feel it. It was like it was running rough or something. Put a little bit of fuel additive in it and it would clear up. It's almost like the jetting in the injection system or the fuel system. It was too small. They'd get clogged, the ports, and you would have to put some kind of an injector fuel or cleaner in it to make it run. It would last for about 3 months and then it was right back to where it was before. I don't have any of the issues I just mentioned in the new Toyota Tacoma. It's been spot on perfect for me, and I really do think now is the time, because they're offering deals on them right now as well. I think it's the time because you can get in at the end of the year, which we're at really, before the 2025s come out, which by the way is going to be happening pretty soon, so your time is limited. You can get good deals anywhere from $2,000 to as much as $6,000 off the price, is what I've been told recently. Not bad for a brand new redesigned truck, which in my experience is just as reliable, has just as much, if not better, quality and fit and finish than the 3rd gen did. Leave a comment, let me know. You in the market for a 2024 Tacoma? Have you decided to take the leap? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.